and welcome to this video on the wonderful subject of modes. If we analyse the melody that we've just heard, and it's there written on the screen, we come up against a little bit of a problem when we get to the second bar. If we try to work out what scale this melody belongs to, we might start by looking at the key signature and reminding ourselves that the last sharp is always T, and that would tell us that D is Do or B is La. So is it D major or B minor? Well, when we sing the first bar, we get the very strong feeling of So, Mi, Do, setting up the tonality as D major rather than B minor. But then as soon as we get to the second bar, we have this troublesome G sharp. And this, if we sing the first bar as So, Mi, Do, Mi, we must sing here Fi, Re, Mi. But how are we going to treat this? Should we think of this as another part of the key signature, in which case this would be the last sharp, and then we should regard this as T, and if G sharp is T, then the A at the start would be Do. Do, La, Fa, La, Ti, Sol, La. Do, La, Fa, La, Ti, Sol, La. Which one is it? That or So, Mi, Do, Mi, Fi, Re, Mi? To me, the second option feels the most natural, but then we have this scale Do, Re, Mi, Fi instead of Fa, So, and you can see that the semitone has moved from Mi and Fa, where it usually is, to Fi and So. Now, this is a scale that feels more major than minor, but it's not quite major and not quite minor, and if that's the case, then it must be a mode. In this case, it's the Lydian mode, and in fact, we don't need to see any more than these 5 notes to know that it's this particular Lydian mode. But if we were to keep going, we should sing Do, Re, Mi, Fi, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Let's see if we can find those remaining notes in this melody. So, Mi, Do, Mi, Fi, Re, Mi, Mi, Do, La, Do, Re, Ti, Do. We don't find them up high, but we do find them down here. Mi, Do, La, Do, Re, Ti, Do. Now, how does the music finish? Re, Ti, Do, Re, Mi. That's the top note, but the bottom note is Re, Ti, Do, Re, La. So right at the end, it seems to transform from what felt very much like major at the beginning to what feels very much like minor at the start. At the end, Mi, Do, La, Do, Re, Ti, Do, Re, Ti, Do, Re, La. So at the beginning, we appeared to have a scale that used these notes, and we seem to be in the territory of a major scale with Fi. But by the end, we've got a scale that seems to use all of those notes. Now we've got a minor scale with Fi, and this is a different mode. This mode is called the Dorian mode. So the Dorian mode, La, Ti, Do, Re, Mi, Fi, Sol, La, and here are our half steps. So first of all, we have Do, Re, Mi, Fi, Sol, La, Ti, Do, Lydian mode, or La, Ti, Do, Re, Mi, Fi, Sol, La. In each case, the difference from the usual scale is Fa has turned into Fi. But we can also see that these two modes seem to be able to swap with each other without much trouble. So are we in the Lydian mode? Are we in the Dorian mode? Well, it's a bit hard to say. One thing we can say is we are in modal territory, and this is one of the wonderful things about modes, that the modal world is a world unto itself where we can swap and change in between. And this is no different to normal tonal music, where, for example, we might swap between C major and A minor without causing any trouble. So listen one more time. So mi do mi fi re mi, so mi do mi fi re do la do re ti do re la. Now, the Dorian mode is a particularly favourite mode in folk music and other forms of music, and there's some songs that we all know extremely well that use the Dorian mode. For example, if I sing, "What shall we do with the drunken sailor?" that really strikes us as being mi 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 la do mi. Next comes, "What shall we do with a drunken sailor?" In this case, now we need re 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 re, so ti re. Now all of that would still fit with the idea of a natural minor scale, but what happens next? Mi 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 mi, what shall we do with a drunken sailor? Now we don't have mi fa sol la, but mi fi sol la, and then early in the morning, so mi re ti la la. So this melody fits perfectly into this Dorian mode. Mi 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 la do mi re 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 re, so ti re mi 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 fi sol la, so mi re ti la la. La do re mi fi mi re ti sol la ti do la la, so la ti so mi. La do re mi fi mi re ti so la ti do la so mi so la. Two very famous melodies in the Dorian mode. Hope you enjoyed that, and in the next video we'll look at two other important modes. Bye for now.